While certainly better than its predecessor, the Nike Pegasus 39 still has a problem. Let's find out which one. Everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and in today's video we're reviewing the Nike Pegasus 39, a legendary shoe by Nike, their very classic daily trainer that has been with us for years, and this is version 39, which just released. If you want to get it, you can find links in the description of this video. At Top for Running, you can use the discount code, and at Running Warehouse, it's coming very soon, so stay tuned. If you're in the US, you can use the link to Running Warehouse very soon. Let's look at the specs and the metrics. Weight, we're looking at 289 grams, which is fairly reasonable. It's actually, even a good weight for a daily trainer, so that's good. If I remember well, it's slightly lighter compared to Pegasus 38, the predecessor of this version. If you want to compare the metrics, you know the drill. MetaEndurance.com and use the shoe super tool. The link is in the description as well. Width of the platform, it isn't super wide, but nothing to write home about. Fairly standard type of width, a bit more wide in the forefoot, and I think that translates a bit to the fit. We'll come back to that. Stack height, I believe we're still looking at 33 in the heel and 23 in the forefoot, 10 millimeters drop. I am not 100% sure, I wasn't able to confirm, but I think these are the numbers. So same numbers as for the Pegasus 38. And Durmeter score, that React EVA based foam ranks quite low, which is interesting. Lower than Pegasus 38 for sure, and lower than what I expected. 28.5 on the Durmeter scale, which is rather low, below 30. It rides softer than what I expected, but a bit firmer than the number may suggest. Upper, it's the reintroduction of the fly wire, these little wires here going from the eyelet chain down to the midsole, or at least to the sort of base of the shoe. The board, it's good. It's better than what we had on 38. The lockdown here in the midfoot is actually quite nice and certainly far better from the feet experience that we had on the Pegasus 38. So if you didn't like the upper on the 38, like me, this is actually a good improvement, and one that I was looking forward to. The Pegasus, I think 36 had the fly wires. It was the last one. 35, 36 had the fly wires. And if done correctly, I think the fly wires can provide with a very nice wrapping and lockdown, and it's the case here, so good job Nike. The tongue, it's maybe my biggest concern, with maybe that padding also around the heel. There's too much padding here in the tongue, and it leads to that sensation of having something, a bit bulky sitting on your feet. Not only is it bulky, and not only is it not super pleasant, it's also quite warm, and it grabs the sweat. It holds the sweat in it, which is not super pleasant. So I think, the breathability could have been okay. It wouldn't have been anything outstanding, but the tongue really kills it. And unfortunately, that upper is a bit undermined by the tongue, which yeah, not my thing. But well, and the padding around the heel is okay. I would have liked maybe a bit more plushness for the thickness that is visible here. As you can see, it is quite thick. Not necessarily super plush and super padded. It's a bit like a hard padding, or it feels like cheap padding. The lockdown, so-so, and overall the fit, I find it quite roomy. I wouldn't go half size down, so go true to size, but I find it a bit roomy. But that was already the case on the last couple of versions of the Pegasus. That was my impression. Midsole, React midsole and Air Zoom airbags. This time split, one in the forefoot and one in the heel. It's the return of that split airbags, just like Pegasus. Forgive me if I'm wrong, 32 or 33, maybe 34, somewhere there around 33, it had that split air zoom airbags in the forefoot and in the heel. It's good. It's better, I think, than what we had on the last couple of versions. It provides with a slightly more, let's call it dynamic, or at least, you know, a slightly more pleasant and versatile ride. Nothing to write home about, and this is maybe the problem of the Pegasus 39, which I mentioned in the title of the video, and no, it wasn't clickbait. Let's come back to that, but it's one part of the problem. I think overall I was pleasantly surprised with the React, that version of React, not with React as a foam, because I think React could be upgraded and maybe, you know, more in line with the expectations of runners in 2022, especially compared to what other brands have. But let's leave that aside. I was pleasantly surprised with React in terms of softness, and it has that more airy type of sensation. It feels a bit lighter on the foot and a bit more dynamic. And I think that combined with the split airbags in the heel and in the forefoot is good. However, the ride isn't anything outstanding. It's a traditional type of ride. It doesn't have much bounce, if any. It doesn't have much energy return, if any. It's not super leg saving, which you don't necessarily want for a daily trainer, but hey, why not? It doesn't have any of those, you know, new markers of performance or cushion or just experience that some other shoes at Nike's competitors have. I know it's the entry level, or, you know, maybe not entry level, but low to mid level price point at 120 euros, $120. And you have to take that into account when reviewing the shoe, but still, I think if you put 10 or 20 or 30 extra euros, extra dollars, especially 10 to 20, which I think could be, you know, the real contenders against this shoe. You have stuff that is way more bouncy or energetic or leg saving or just fun. This isn't necessarily a super fun shoe. It's a serious traditional shoe and a good version of the Pegasus, that I have to highlight, but nothing to jump and, you know, write home about, or whatever the expression may be. Yeah, that's the problem of the Pegasus 39. I think it's a good series shoe, but it just has stronger and better and funnier contenders. Stability, it's actually fairly stable. It doesn't have any stability feature as such, but it's fairly stable. The firmness of the React midsole helps a bit with that, so you don't have too much collapsing, too much instability coming from that. You still have, just like on 38, that those two, let's call them, but one main groove in the middle, which helps a bit to align your foot strike. And you have the addition of these two cutouts in the outsole that help a bit to get more, and I'm gonna put dirt on myself, help to add a bit more flex in the forefoot. That's good, that's welcome, and that's a good addition, I would say. On those tiny, you know, little things that changed, that's one of the good things that change. The outsole is quite thick and it's a bit noisy, which I don't mind most of the time, but here it's a bit noisy and it feels like a thick outsole. So yeah, I think, you know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, but it feels like a thicker layer of rubber outsole. Here on that shoe, I cannot really comment on the grip or durability. I think they will be average plus based on what I see here after 3-4 runs. Let's see, let's find out. I'm quite curious about that. That's it, guys. Pegasus 39, a good shoe, a better version of the Pegasus, but, you know, a shoe that I think will work very well for people looking for that 120 euros, $120 shoe at Nike specifically. You will be very happy with it. If you are looking at other brands, you may find something that will be maybe a bit less stable, but a bit more fun, a bit less durable, but maybe a bit more bouncy, with a bit more compression in the midsole. You know, you may, there's a trade-off at maybe 10, 20 more euros, dollars, but if you make that trade-off, you may end up with a shoe a bit more fun than the Peg 39, which again, I'm saying it remains a good version of the Pegasus. I said it multiple times in the video. I will put somewhere here on the screen, I think here, the review of the Nike Vomero 16 against Pegasus 38. Go check it out. I think it's helpful in the context of the shoe. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, go beyond your limits, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.